Okay, hello, PE 163 kickboxing. The first thing we're going to do today is I'm going to teach you how to use your heart rate as a measure of your training output. So, if you're not a kinesiology major, you probably don't know the magic number. Even if you are a kinesiology, you might not remember the magic number. But the magic number is 220 minus your age equals your max. Now, I'm not 20 years old, but let's just say for the sake of argument that I was. To plug my age into the formula would be 220 minus 20 equals 200. At age 20, my max heart rate would be 200. So then it's a percentage of training from there. So I know if I'm training at 80%, it would be 160. 70% would be 140. Anything kind of lower than 60% is just an activity, not an exercise. So at that point, it'd be 120. So I want to probably hit right around in between 140 and 160 while I'm training. One of the things that I want you to notice, because we're going to do a little experiment, is I want you to notice your breath rate is linked to your heart rate. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to just find your pulse. The easiest way to do that is to put your thumb underneath your chin and then let your two fingers fall onto your carotid artery. And hopefully you feel a little pulse there. Maybe some of you feel a greater pulse. Maybe you're a little worried about the workout right now. That's okay. All right, now once you find that, we're going to take a percentage of 60 seconds. Now, you could take it for a full 60 seconds. You could do 30 seconds and multiply by 2. You could do 15 and multiply by 4. You could do 10 and multiply by 6. Or you can do what we're going to do, and you can take 6 seconds and multiply it by 10, which is where you just add a 0. All right? So go ahead and find your pulse. Count. Stop. All right, take that number and add a 0 to it. Now, for most of you, you're probably in the 60s, 70s, maybe the 80s, okay? What I want you to do now is I just want you to, nice and easy, jog in place. Go. Come on, jog with me. All right, go ahead, stop. Find your pulse. Count. Stop. All right, take that number and add a 0. Chances are the number that you have right now is higher than the first. So we'll call the first resting. We'll call the second, we added a little bit of activity to it, so it should increase. Now what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to do jumping jacks. I'd like you to do jumping jacks, and I want you to do them as fast as you can. Ready, go. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Fast jumping jacks. Faster. Come on, faster. That's it. Get that heart rate up. And stop. Find your pulse. Count. And stop. Okay, add a 0 to that. Now, chances are this is the highest. This is the highest because one of the things that affects heart rate is speed. So we had a resting, we had kind of a moderate to low activity, and then we had a higher activity. So we would expect the heart rate to increase because of the stress that was put on the body, okay? So notice that you might be breathing a little bit more rapid right now. That's what I want you to realize. Your breath rate is linked to your heart rate. This way, you don't have to keep stopping and checking. Now, some of you are probably fortunate and you have a watch that does it for you. Mine doesn't, but you might. And then you can keep monitoring your heart rate throughout the activity. Those of us that don't, we want to make sure that we get our heart rate up, and we'll measure that by our breath rate. Now, as we've been talking, hopefully what we're seeing is that we added some stress, our heart responded, and now that we've taken the stress away, we want to see it decrease. The more rapidly it decreases, the better trained your heart is. So go ahead and find your pulse. This is the last time we're taking it today. Go ahead, count. And stop. All right. What you may notice is it might not have gone all the way down to the resting, but it is decreasing from our last output. If you have any questions about this, please always feel free to message me through the Canvas. And if you want to set up a meeting, just go ahead and give me a couple of times. And I'm pretty busy on Monday and Wednesday with synchronous classes. In fact, my first workout is at 8:35, and then I have one at 11:45, one at 1:20, and then my last one is at 3:35. So Monday and Wednesday during the day, probably not a good time for me, but I will work with your schedules so that we can set up a meeting if you want to meet virtually face-to-face. So that's an option that you have, is just to let me know what a couple of good times are for you. Thursday mornings would be great, Friday, and any time in the afternoon after about 5 o'clock. All right, so let's get started. I have a timer set up. We're gonna do a little bit of a warm-up. We're gonna warm up, and through the warm-ups is what is it gonna be our stretching. So the first stretch we're gonna do is gonna be actually in the hip workout. All right, so let me start the timer. All right, jog in place. You're gonna work out right alongside me. You're just gonna pop the video in. We're on. So right now you should be jogging in whatever space you have available. Keep going. The timer's set for 30 seconds. We're gonna jog for a minute. In jogging, you want everything to go forward. So if I give you a side view, everything's going forward. Nothing is going across my body, side to side, or anything weird. Everything's up and down, going forward. Okay, now you're just gonna kind of skip in place. Use your arms. Getting that heart rate up. Okay, now we're gonna start with high knees in place. So we got 30 seconds, high knees in place. You really wanna get them up above your waist. This is one of the stretches, stretching out our hamstrings. And now we're doing 30 seconds, high knees, go. That's it, keep it up, come on. Get those knees up. This will get the heart rate up. Come on. Now, same thing, leg curls. So want the heels to come up. Now we're stretching out the front part of the leg, the quads. Side to side, get those heels up. Again, trying to show you don't need much space. All right, now we're gonna jog. Get those, keep kicking up those heels. Get those heels up, yeah, come on. we're just gonna step side to side. Your knees are slightly bent, staying low. Whatever space you have available. Mine's 2 steps. Yours might be shorter. Keep going. We're doing each one 30 seconds. Same kind of thing, karaoke. One foot in front of the other. Just kind of switching back and forth. Don't trip. I'd be bad on camera. Just kind of loosening up the hips. Still working on stretches. Thirty more seconds. Now, we're gonna walk on our toes. And then when we get to the other side of the room, we're gonna walk on our heels. So point those toes up. Walk on your toes. Walk back on your heels. Toes. Heels. Toes. Heels. I can't see my feet, but point those toes up, walk on your heels, and then get those toes elevated. There you go, good. Heels. Toes. Keep going, we got about a few seconds left. All right, so go get a drink. I would suggest that you turn on some music. That's what I'm gonna go do right now. And I'm gonna take a quick drink. We're gonna start our hip part of the workout. Now, you probably can't hear my music. So play your music as loud as you need to stay motivated. We're getting ready for the HIIT style part of it. So now, everything we do is gonna be 40 seconds with a 15-second rest. I suggest that you take that rest, okay? Either by putting the weights out of your hands, okay? We're gonna do a weight workout, and then we'll do a plyometric. Our plyometrics are gonna be jog in place, imitation jump rope, and what I call in, out, out. So pretend you had a square, like a ladder. On the square, you're gonna start your feet in, so you would go out, out, in, out, out, in. Those are your feet. All right, once I start the timer, we're going for the duration, okay? So at this point, if you have weights, I suggest you get your medium-sized weight. If you don't have weights, that's okay. Still do the motion. You might be able to do the motion a little bit quicker than the people that have weights in their hands. All right, medium-sized weight, get ready. I'm starting right now. We're gonna go stretch. The stretch, I'll give you a front view. You're just gonna, legs are soft, come up, and then press up, okay? Side view, you're gonna come down as far as you can, keep your back nice and flat, come up, touch. Just nice and easy, about 30 seconds left. Touch, At the top, down. Now, when you're working out with weights, you keep your legs straight, but you don't lock them out. Arms are straight, but again, you don't lock them out. Okay, so stop the weight. Go ahead and get it out of your hand. This is a 15-second rest. We'll start with jog in place. Go. I think you can hear the beeps on the timers. At least that's what my other classes have said. So it gives you a 3-second countdown that it's ending until we go to the next segment. But I'll let you know. All right, go ahead and grab those medium weights. We're going to do frog squats, so legs are further apart, toes are pointed out to the corners of the room. You're going to keep your bottom out and down, chest up, and then you're going to press up. So very similar motion, except this time we're doing a little bit of a squat. Getting the leg incorporated into it. I go ahead and touch the ground with the weight and then come all the way back up. Again, you're keeping that back nice and flat. Find a nice steady pace that you can stay with for the duration of the 45 seconds. You don't want to swing the weights. You control weights. There it is. Go ahead and put the weight down. You can always get a little bit of a sip of water during the 15 seconds. This time, simulated jump rope, go. I like simulated jump rope because you never mess up. Good job, keep going, keep going. Good, now if you have different size weight, go ahead and get a heavy weight. We're gonna do 3-way squats. We're gonna squat to the middle, keep your back flat. We're gonna step out to the side, ready, go. And then we're gonna step out to the other side. The most important thing is that the weight comes down below your knees and that you're always coming down to the center. So I come out, I'm down to the center. Knees together, down to the center. My chest stays up, my head stays up. My back is nice and flat, straight. And I just find a rhythm. To give you an idea, I'm using 15s. And back to the center, good. Go ahead and take the weights out of your hands. This time it's the in, out, out. You want to use your upper body too. And you want to try to move your feet as fast as you can. All right, good word. Grab those medium to heavy weight. We're gonna do hammer curls. So you want your knees slightly bent, your back is straight. Use your core to stabilize. You're bringing your arms up to your shoulders. If you have weights in your hand, I should see the bottom of the weight as it comes up. Now, you don't want to swing the weight. You want to control the weight from the start to the finish. Kind of resisting it on the way down. When doing a HIIT style workout, you're probably using a lighter weight than you normally would because we're working out for 45 seconds with that 5-second rest. The idea is to get the heart rate up and then to have it kind of come down a little bit during the 15-second rest and then to pick it back up again. Good, okay, so now you're gonna drop these weights. Well, don't drop them, set them down. We're back to jog in place for the plyo. And go. Getting that heart rate back up during this phase of the workout. Nice. Now you're gonna go back to the heavy weight. And we're gonna do a deadlift. So the back is nice and flat. I'm gonna show you side view. Nice and flat. Come up, push your hips forward. Back is nice and flat. You're only going down as far as you can with that hamstring flexibility, keeping the back nice and flat. Come up, and it's a little bit pushing the hips forward. Your feet are hip width apart. You might have a natural bend in the legs, that's fine. But remember, you do not want to lock the legs up as you're pushing the hips forward. The weight just kind of hangs in your arms, but make sure that your shoulders are relaxing down. You don't want any tension in the shoulders during this. And you want to keep your head up. Good. Go ahead and put the weight down. All right, simulated jump rope. Here we go. Go. Good, now you can go medium to weight to heavy weight. We're gonna do bicep curls wide, and then we're gonna do bicep curls together. Ready, go. Out wide, together. Stabilizing with your core. Knees are slightly bent, back is straight. You're controlling the weight the whole time, it's not controlling you. Good, go ahead and put the weight down. All right, this time it's the in, out, out. Ready? Go. Pick your feet up, don't slide them across. Really try to work on fast feet here. All right, good. Okay, let's see. We just did arms, so we're gonna do a leg. Go ahead and get your heavy weight, just one of them. We're gonna lunge out to the right, and we're gonna pick our right leg up. So lunge out, pick that knee up. Good. If you want, you can put the weight down or just hang on to it. We're gonna go out to the left before we do the plyo. Woo. Ready. And lunging out to the left this time. Bring that left knee up. Good. Go ahead and put the weight down. Our plyo is jogging in place. Go. Great job. Grab a drink. All right, go ahead and get your heavy weight. And you press, tricep, your elbows are in tight, and you're just picking the weight up. Ready? Go. Keep your elbows in close to your head. From the back, that weight comes down to the middle of your back, and then you're just pressing it straight up. Your knees are slightly bent, you're supporting your back, using your core to stabilize. You should feel that in the tricep. Bring it to your chest and then down. Simulated jump rope. Now, if you want to get fancy with your jump rope, you go right ahead. And what I mean by that is, go ahead and jump, start now. If you want to do double jumps, do double jumps. If you want to do kind of like a side-to-side kind of thing while you're jumping, as long as you keep using your arms, you can do whatever jumps you want. You can jump on one foot, jump on the other foot, feet together. Again, love simulated jump rope. You never mess up. Great job. Go ahead and get your heavy weight. We're going to do pendulum squats. So we're going to squat down to the middle. We'll come up, raise our leg, squat to the middle, other leg. Ready, go. Again, I've been playing soccer for a really long time. I do not have a lot of flexibility in my hamstring. So I'm sure that your leg probably goes up a lot higher. Bottom down, chest up, head up, and then that leg comes out to the side. Leg is straight, toe points forward. Good, go ahead, set the weight down. And ready for in, out, out. Ready. Go. Nice job. All right, you're gonna get lightweight. You're leaning forward, back is flat, elbows are up. Reach back with your palms. You control the weight. Tricep extensions. Relax your neck. So you're just gonna face down at the ground the whole time. Keep those elbows up high. Reach back. Nice job. All right, getting ready to jog in place. Ready, go. Very good, very good. Go ahead and get your heavy weight. So you're gonna set a pretty good lunge, meaning your feet are far apart. All right, you wanna make sure that that front knee doesn't go above the ankle, it stays in line with the ankle, and you're just gonna come down until your back knee touches. Just a nice little pulse. You're just holding the weight in your hand. Don't bounce on that knee. It just comes down, light touch. Good. Nice and controlled. Front shin stays perpendicular to the floor. You're not leaning forward. Back is straight. You're just coming straight down. Good. Go ahead and get the weights out of your hands. We're going to switch sides next. Again, it's a wide stance. All right, go ahead and set that. Grab the weights. That back knee comes down. Chest up, head up. Again, that front knee doesn't come forward. Kind of check it out. It should not be in front of your toe. Come down until you just touch the floor. Once you touch the floor, come back up. It's a pulse. You're just hanging onto the weights in your hands. Good, go ahead and put the weights down. Simulated jump rope. Here we go. We went a little early, that's okay. It's good for us. All right. Lightweight. Go out to the front, out to the side. No higher than your shoulder. You control the weight. Try to lead with your wrist, not your knuckle. Good job. Go ahead and put those weights down. In, out, out. Ready. Go. All right, go ahead and grab the weight. Get your heavy weight. We have calf raises, so you're gonna put your feet hip width apart. You're gonna raise up on your toes. Squeeze at the top. Good job. Get those weights out of your hands. All right, jog in place. Go. Get a heavy weight. Just one. Now, you're gonna bend your knees slightly. Support your lower back. You're gonna put the weight over your head and then back down. Nice and controlled. Ready, go. So this will work your back. Also, you're using your core to stabilize. Keep throwing the weight up. Good job. Simulated jump rope. Go. Nice. All right, one heavy weight. You're gonna get into a squat position. You're gonna rotate the weight around and grab it from the back. Staying in that squat. Keep that squat going. Don't come back up. Keep the chest up, bottom down. Back is flat. There you go. Usually do this with a kettlebell, but I didn't grab it. Makes it a little easier. It has a handle. Nice. Go ahead and put that weight down. In, out, out. Ready, go. All right. This is the last arm workout. Oh, go ahead and get the medium weight. We're gonna do Arnold's. So you're gonna rotate the weight over your shoulders, press it up, touching the top. Once it's at the top, you're gonna put your hands, comes back down, rotate it over your shoulders. Ready, go. I'm gonna just get down a little lower so you can kind of see. Press it up to the top, hands flip at the top, come straight down, rotate it over the shoulder. Good. It's called Arnold's because of Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's a great shoulder workout. All right. I know you're wondering, hey, coach, what are we finishing with today? We're finishing with burpees, all right? So you're gonna jump up, jump down, jump back, jump forward. You don't have to put a push-up in it today. Ready, go. Jump up, jump back, jump forward, jump up. You better be doing them. Don't just watch me. Come on. Keep going. Woo! High five, high five. All right. Go ahead, get a drink. All right. You're gonna grab a mat. All right, we got our core on the floor. What is our core on the floor? Glad you asked. So we're gonna rotate between 5 exercises. 30 seconds each, heel touches, reach throughs on a crunch, high toe touch, stars. Okay, and then last is you're gonna put your knees up. You're gonna rotate them out to the side. Get as low as you can using the obliques, and then rotate to the other side. We're doing each exercise twice. Okay, no stopping in between. This is a continuous timer, so it's 30 seconds, and then 30 seconds. I gotta stand up to start it. Ready, toe touches, go. You sure to be doing them. Or heel touches, sorry, heel touches. Knees are opened up, reach through, go. Keep going, keep going. Legs straight up, toe touch. Arms out wide. Right into stars, go. Knees up, rotating out to the side. Come down as low as you can. Keep them over your waist. Try to get as low as you can. Using the obliques. Rolling side to side. Right into heel touches, go. Reach throughs, right into them, go. High toe touch, go. Right into stars, go. All right, bent knees. Keep them on your waist, rotate them down as low as you can, and then rotate to the other side. Nice job, that was the core on the floor. All right, go ahead and get a drink. I'm gonna turn off the music. We're gonna start with the basic stance for kickboxing. All right, let me get this tilted back correctly. Okay, so your basic stance is, first I want you to start with just your feet a little bit further than hip width apart. I want you to kind of rotate on the balls of your foot all the way until you find your balance, okay? And then what I want you to do is, if you are right dominant, okay, you're gonna take that right leg and you're just gonna swing it back, okay? If you're left dominant, you're gonna take that left leg and you're just gonna swing it back, all right? Now, you want to be light on the front foot. So the majority of your weight is gonna be put on that back leg. So just from this stance right here, knees are slightly bent, okay? You wanna tuck the tail just a little bit so that it lengthens out your back. You're gonna drop your chin, not till you're looking on the floor, but just slightly. It's gonna lengthen your neck. That becomes important when we talk about breathing. You're gonna relax your shoulders back and down, okay? And then like I said, right dominant, you're just gonna swing this leg back, okay? If you're left dominant, you're just gonna swing your left leg back. That weight then goes back on the back leg. Now, I'm right dominant, so from here, weight on the back leg. The reason the weight is on the back leg is the first defensive move that I'm gonna show you. If somebody was going to kick you, you would just lift this leg up to create a wall against the kick, okay? In the first kick that I'm gonna teach you is a base kick. I don't think we're gonna have time to do that today. But the base kick, you use your shin as you're kicking, okay? And so in the wall, it would be shin to shin on the block, okay? Which is why if we were together, you would have shin guards so that the shin would be protected. But in Muay Thai, know that they take bamboo and they hit the shins to deaden them, to deaden the nerves that are in the shin, which really hurts at the beginning. And once they deaden the shins, then that shin to shin contact isn't so bad. So if I was left dominant, same thing, weight comes back on this foot so that I'm balanced, but I'm light on this foot so that I can bring it straight up. Now, if the kick was higher than my waist, right, then what you would do is you would create the wall, elbow to knee. So here is the wall as far as the defense. So from that stance, again, the reason your weight is on that back leg, right, but still balanced, is you want to create that wall as the kick comes in. You can see that I'm pretty protected when I do that from any of the kicks that would be coming into the front, okay? Same thing, again, showing you from the left. Now, interestingly, in kickboxing, what I have you do is you're gonna eventually wanna go either direction, okay? But I always have you practice it your dominant first because that side is usually a bit stronger, so you'll have more success. But know that the mapping for the right side is the same as the mapping for the left side. So again, if I was left dominant, when it comes up, if it was just a kick, low kick, it would be just the knee. But if I needed to, I would create the wall. So really want to be balanced. Now, interestingly, in kickboxing, because people can kick and punch at you, you want to make sure that one of your legs constantly has contact. All right, so going from my right dominant side, if I was going to step or move in closer to you, I would step slide. I slide along the floor so that I have constant contact. That way is if I'm during the move and you go to kick me, I can then block. Does that make sense? Okay, same thing from the left side. If I'm going to move forward, I would step, slide. That way, if anything happened, I just shift my weight and I'm able to block. So it's step, slide. What's hard is to step out to your non-dominant side on the slide. So practice that, okay? So step, sliding this way, okay? And then also step, slide this way, okay? So either foot can slide, but you wanna make sure that you have some type of contact so that if you had to quickly adjust, you could adjust, all right? So just going through your stance, knees are bent, feet are a little bit further than hip width apart, tuck the tail, that lengthens out the spine, relax the shoulders back and down, okay? And then from there, half step. Now, this is a posture that you wouldn't use in boxing. If it was just straight boxing, this tells me that you're already in a defensive posture. But because our dominant foot is going to be a weapon as far as kicks, this stance is okay because even though I'm shortening my reach on my dominant cross, I'm actually able to pivot and come through with the kick. All right? Okay. Now, from that, I'm going to go to my dominant side. You want your guard. Textbook is knuckles to eyebrows out to the side so that you can see. all right? When you make a fist, I'm just gonna come closer. When you make a fist, you want your wrist nice and straight. Your thumb is on the outside, okay? Wrapped around. Eventually, we're gonna have our hands in gloves, and in the gloves, you're gonna see that they're naturally formed like this, and then when you go to make contact is when you actually make a fist. So I want my hands fairly relaxed in this position until I were to make contact, in which point I'll make the fist and then make the contact, all right? So your stance is your dominant foot is back, weight is on that foot so that you're nice and light on the front foot. Knuckles to eyebrows out to the side, and elbows are in, okay? So here is your basic stance. To go over, if I was to move closer to you, step, slide, okay? So you want quick little movements. If I needed to go back, I'd slide, step. That way I can shift my weight quickly and then make sure that I can still block any of the kicks that are coming. You don't want to be one dimension. You want to be dimensional. So you're going to practice stepping, sliding, and moving, sliding, okay? From whichever stance is comfortable for you. The last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna teach you your non-dominant hand is your jab, okay? So if I was gonna jab to your face, my hand just comes out like this. I'm leading with the first two knuckles and the flat side of my hand. I don't wanna turn my wrist down. I don't want to turn my wrist to the side. I want my wrist nice and straight. So jab is a lean off of that front foot. So lean, okay? And then the cross, which is your dominant, cross would be a pivot off of that back leg. So lean, pivot, all right? That's what I want you to work on, all right? Work on your stance. Make sure that it's nice and comfortable. Make sure that you're balanced in your stance. Make sure that you can lift that front foot up easily. Make sure that you can create the wall, which is not only the front shin, but knee to elbow to create that wall. And then I want you to practice your jab cross. Now, if I'm left dominant, okay, my jab is always my non-dominant hand. So if I'm left dominant, it's my right lean, okay? And then pivot left cross, all right? So that would be numbered in boxing. Jab is 1, cross is 2. Cross does not come across your body. It's just called cross. It's your dominant punch. It's usually your best, your strongest punch because you've pivoted off of that back leg and that's where you're gonna get your power. Okay, so I know I'm repeating myself a lot. I'm repeating myself a lot because I don't have any interaction from you just yet. Your assignment is probably going to be, not probably, it's going to be to videotape your stance, videotape yourself in your stance, doing the wall, videotape yourself in the stance, doing a couple punches, jab, cross, or what I would call 1, 2, 1, 2. Film each thing twice so that I have a good look at it. So you would film yourself in your stance, then you film yourself doing your wall twice. That's knee to elbow. Then you would videotape yourself twice doing 1, 2, 1, 2 combinations, which is jab, cross, jab, cross. Okay, looking at the time, it's time to cool down, and then we're gonna go ahead and stretch. All right? So what I'd like for you to do is just nice and easy. I'm going to start the timer again. We're going to use a 30-second timer. Cooling down, so it's a little bit slower, nice, easy jog. Nice, easy skip in place. Nice, easy, moving side to side. All right, high knees, you're just doing high knees walking. Leg curls. Make sure you're hitting your heels to your glutes. Nice and easy, you're gonna walk on your toes. Walk on your toes up. Get to the other side, walk on your heels. Walk on your toes. Walk on your heels. Walk on your toes. Walk on your heels. Go ahead and have a seat. Soles of your feet together. Back is nice and straight. Come forward. Okay, just to recap today, we worked with your heart rate. The magic number is 220 minus your age. I used the number 20, I'm not 20, okay? That gave me my max. From your max, you're gonna work on percentages, 80%, 70%, 60. 80 would be pretty high for a HIIT workout to get into 80, 85%. Probably 75% is reasonable. Go ahead and roll on your side. Bring that leg up. The reminder or takeaway is that heart rate is linked to breath rate. So the harder you're breathing, chances are the higher your heart rate. We did a HIIT style workout. So we used probably lighter weights than you normally would use if you were doing sets and reps. Because we did 45 second with a 15-second rest. We had plyos in there. Go ahead and rotate to the other side. One of the things that I want to emphasize for you that I should have talked at the top was hydration. It's been kind of hot, and you might be. I would encourage you to add extra workouts. I'm sending out 2 workouts, but I would encourage you to work out another 2, 3, 4 times. Make sure you always have 1 full day of rest. But hydration, super important. Your body wants water. Go ahead and put your ankle above your knee and then reach through, grab your leg. This is a high hamstring stretch. It should feel pretty good. Your body wants water, so make sure that you're hydrating. They say about 8 glasses of water a day. If you're exercising and it's hot, maybe even a little bit more. Go ahead and switch. If you feel that you're dehydrated, the best thing to do is to keep drinking a cup of water every hour. So in that hour, drinking a cup of water and then another cup of water. If you feel like your electrolyte balance is a little bit off, know that coconut water is the one that's closest to us. So our electrolyte balance. So I would recommend coconut water before any kind of Gatorade or Powerade or any of those. Okay. Go ahead and roll over, stretching out our calf. The other thing, I don't really go over a lot as far as nutrition is concerned, but I will say this, try to make healthier food choices, more healthy choices than unhealthy choices. I don't have to tell any of you that an apple is healthier for you than an apple pie. There's nobody watching this video right now going, what is she talking about, man? I didn't know that. So just make healthy food choices. And then the other thing that I want to stress is make sure that you're getting enough rest, okay? So hydration, nutrition, and rest. All right, go ahead, come up, arm across. Okay, my athletes get tired of me saying this, but there's two things that hurt performance. And it could be performance on a test, it could be performance on a stage, it could be performance in an athletic event. And that is, the two things are dehydration and fatigue. So if you can make sure that you're hydrated, if you can make sure that you've properly rested, then you're gonna have a good performance. Go ahead, switch. And then we went over stance, and we went over the first defensive move for kicks, which is the wall. And we went over two basic punches, jab cross, also known as 1-2. Go ahead, arm behind. The other thing I would do is I would caution you to stay away from warm water. So no jacuzzis, no hot baths, no really hot showers. Cooler is actually better. Those of you that have a pool, super lucky. They closed the pool here at my complex, so I haven't been in it all summer. But if you have a pool, get in there, kind of just even swimming around a little bit will help with your range of motion. Getting in the cooler water, go ahead and switch. Getting in that cooler water will help you out as far as stretching and getting rid of some of the delayed onset muscle soreness. If you are sore after this workout, like for instance the next day, make sure that you're doing an active recovery. So at the very least, do the warm-up that we did where you were jogging, skipping, going through ranges of motion, doing some stretching. Don't just sit on the couch. You'll only get more sore. All right, you're gonna go up to a wall and you're gonna open up your chest. Unfortunately, when I do that, I come kind of like out of the shot. There you go. It's our last stretch. Go ahead and rotate. I'm rotating away from you now. Get the other side. It's our last stretch. All right, that's it. Workout 1, you've completed it. Again, high five, good job. I will go ahead and post the second exercise at the same time that I post this. So if you wanted to do them back to back, you could. I guess because you do have it, you could do them multiple times throughout the week. Maybe do 1 and then 2. I'm doing the HIIT work as a total body this week, so each one will be a total body workout. All right. If it's the beginning of your day, have a great day. If it's the middle of your day, continue having a great day. If it's the end of your day, I hope you sleep well.